Our material that we work with most closely is ABS plastic. And so ABS plastic has a melting temperature. Our extruder takes it down to 100 degrees, over 200 degrees Celsius. So it's melting it into a new shape. So 3D printing is really a bad term. I don't like that it's called printing. It really should be making. So you're making something from something else. And so there's been a huge explosion in the last couple of years because of the equipment coming off patents. But the nature of 3D, our type of 3D printing with fused deposit material is that you can actually make your own printer parts. Let me say that again. The printer can print its own printer parts. So that's something that's pretty cool, but that allows for all kinds of new equipment and new machines to be built all the time. So that basically, they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. This is all the FDM machines that use the plastic material. Independently, Free had a machine that he had for a couple years. My husband Lance and I bought a machine about 2.5 years ago. Different machines and have different benefits. And we were already friends, but then we discovered that we had a mutual interest in 3D printing, and no one else really in the area was into 3D printing. So that was a natural draw with our other business partners and have printers. And so we would get together and talk about the frustrations and the cool factor showing off, the show and tell, talking about the cool items that we made with our printer, then also talk about sort of the frustration of what we wish our machine could do, and looking at the new industry machines that are coming out and saying, well, why did they do that way? And we said, well, actually, we can build our own machine. So Free is our main engineer, along with my husband Lance, and they deliberately came up with some certain features on the printer. And the beauty of the 3D printer is that you print the parts, you test them. If it doesn't work, you change it, you reprint it, you test it. So we had a natural way to prototype our own machines. But these machines weren't perfect. So basically, so we made our own, and it's because the problem some of the other machines that we saw in the market. So we feel like we're solving the problem of not being able to easily upgrade stuff and it being very hard to use. So the monolith printer was born. So we built this machine, have lots of new features that we feel like the printers on the market didn't have. But more importantly, there wasn't a local market. Talking to other people that were interested in 3D printers that had their own printers, they were frustrated. They're working in their own little bubble and running into problems and not knowing how to fix it. So every printer we sell, we offer individual training for how to use the equipment. We offer service and warranty. And it's been great because a lot of our customers are schools and educators that they don't have a lot of support within their own network, and so we're offering a service for them. And we're becoming really the go-to source for 3D printing in the Tampa Bay area. So ultimately we're makers, and we love showing off the equipment and the machines that we make. But this is a product that's a tool to have other makers make stuff too. So we've been working closely with the maker community. We go to maker fairs, maker fests, maker cons, whatever the name of the event is, and it's great to showcase our product because we're really proud of it. And we know that this is a tool that will allow innovation and ingenuity for other inventors, and this is giving them the tool to make their vision a reality. So in addition to educators, a lot of our customers are small manufacturers. So 3D printing has allowed prototyping to really happen in a low cost, but it's a lot less expensive to do prototyping, and it happens a lot faster. What used to take thousands and thousands of dollars and months to get a prototype, you can do for a couple $100 in an afternoon, or your own machine. So some of our customers have also been small manufacturers that do injection molded plastic companies. So they're doing it as part of their design process with their customers. We also have customers that have help inventors take products to market. So it's part of, again, the prototyping for inventors. We've also been working really closely with just other hobbyists, other inventors. So that's being able to embrace the maker movement and work with maker spaces. So I think a couple of you may have heard me talk about the safety makers. So I'm proud that we've been able to work and form a maker space in the area. But we're also working with gentlemen or guys in Tampa that have a maker space and other organizations too. So it looks like I actually have a little extra time to explain a little bit more about the printing process. So the filament, in this case is ABS plastic, comes down through the extruder and gets heated up to over 200 degrees Celsius, and the plate is 100 degrees Celsius. So it's melting it and forming a new shape. So 3 dimensions is 3D is 3 dimensions, and it's the XYZ axis. So the software interprets the shape of whatever the design is into the geometry, and the computer or the printer then interprets where it needs to be on the plane. So what we're making right now is this little octopus. So we started it usually takes a little over an hour. So we started it a little bit so you can see some progress during the presentation, during our Q&A. But everything on this table we printed with the 3D printer. This is an example of a printer part. So this right here, we engineered on the computer, printed on the printer part. You can't see it, but it's actually, you can't see very well, but it's this part here on the machine. It's actually part of the extruder.
It is.
It's the extruder. We also can print a working wrench. Let me tell you, if your 3D printer can print the working wrench, that's a major geek cred. Because not every printer can do it, and it's really hard to get it to do it. So we're really proud that our machines can easily print the wrench. So let me quick do a plug for St. Pete Maker Fest. So I don't want to get into too much more technical questions about the printer, because some of that's better for one-on-one. St. Pete Maker Fest is December 20th at the Shuffleboard Court. We'll have lots of printers on display along with quadcopters and other robots and stuff like that. So there are some flyers by the door. It's Saturday, December 20th. It's the Saturday before Christmas.
Can you pass the wrench?
Sure, we can actually pass a couple items around if you want. Yeah. Yeah, so the flyers are, okay, they're by the door. You want the wrench? So,
well, I just want to say, I was one of our clients who said, well, actually, this Mo and her team, through in with the concept, and they created a disposable block home testing device that allows us to go proof of principle and go into clinical trial pre-production with it. And it was basically the interaction with the team, because when you take something to a 3D printer and say, you want it to print like this, it doesn't necessarily fall out that easily. And I have to say, Mo brought a lot to the team as far as changes and how to do it, and some thoughts and processes. So it was a very good interaction. Our client enjoyed working with us. So yeah, that's it.
yes, sir.
Can you use multiple design software?
Yeah, so our purpose of being open source, so what that means is that you can use whatever software you want, also whatever material, as long as it's in this size and formation. Other machines have a cartridge that you have to use, and you actually get half the material for twice the cost, so that's where they're going to make their money on the consumables. But yeah, ours is open source. And Free can probably explain it also means that it's more of an open design to be able to do upgrades.
The software, anything that can generate an STL file can be used. So anything that's out there, pretty much for 3D modeling, design, CAD.
Yes, sir.
So would I be able to print the parts to make it do multiple colors? So if I wanted to do something with a couple of different
Some
colors?
of them, yes.
Okay.
So other machines that don't use the FDM, they print like a powder or gypsum powder, and that uses full color ink printing. Our machines, so the nature of it is layer by layer. So there are some that you could do a dual extruder, but our model is just the one color at a time. That'll be a location where not just us, but other people can teach classes, including the librarian that I've been talking about. It's actually Shorecrest Preparatory School. She bought one of their first 3D printers and was unhappy with that one model, so then she bought ours. She's on the St. Pete Maker board as well, so we'll work with her to do that.
The second part of the question, just a little bit, am I correct, a year or so ago, when you came to Startup Weekend, created those little badges, am I observing the evolution of your startup company? This is not what you envisioned a year or so ago, so we're here, we're watching that you listen, you learn, you've watched as your doors have opened, and now you're perhaps not what you expected to be a year ago.
Yes and no, we still have that company, and we still do, that's what we do, the prototyping and custom printing, but it really opened up in meeting our business partners this world of there really is maybe a demand for a 3D printer. So we still have a whole separate company, so we have both. So my husband and I have the first company I presented with, and then Free and a couple other business partners, we have the FreeFab 3D company.
Can you talk a minute or so about your investment opportunity?
That will be actually in the final follow-up, so I'll wait on that one a second. Yes, sir.
I'm naive to this whole thing. It's very cool. So why would somebody want to buy this? Like, what would they think? I get the school thing. I could totally see it in schools, but I see it makes plastic doodads. I'm thinking Christmas, ornaments. But I don't understand, like, what is...
It's pretty
than what they can just do with wood or metal. So it's really for inventors, people or artists can use it to make jewelry molds. Other people we know use it to make molds for costumes. So you use 3D print the master, and then you can do silicone molds or chocolate molds or cookie cutters or all kinds of other types. So it's not usually meant to produce a product that's the final thing that's being sold. It's meant to design the part of the process when doing prototyping. Or the cookie cutters, obviously, you're not, maybe you wouldn't sell them.
Right.
But yeah, so, I mean, that's it. The beauty of it is the customization, personalization, stuff you couldn't go, buy something from a producer in China and you need 10,000 or whatever. So you really do stuff on a smaller scale.
Maybe more smaller.
Yeah, so the 3D printer really sprouts micro manufacturing and boutique businesses where we've had other presenters that have made products that they sell from jewelry and cookie cutters or other things. But they're producing the product on the 3D printer. Yep.
Are there things that sort of follow up on that a little bit? Are there things that this technique can do that traditional injection molded or other kinds of techniques would have a very difficult time with? For example, nested things, so you can make a ball within a ball within a ball,
Exactly.
right? Without any seams joining kind of thing.
That is it. And of course, producing something very inexpensive in comparison to an injection mold, there's actually no comparison. We're talking at least twice as much money for the actual mold than this machine costs. And then creating a one part is astronomical in comparison. We're talking a couple of bucks actually versus $3-4 grand easily.
And is the resolution adjustable?
To a certain degree, yes. We have a layer height, we can adjust that. We usually stick around 200 microns. Just for speed, this is 200 microns, which is about 8,000, so close to 8,000 per inch. And then we can go lower to 100 microns, maybe even 70, which will be challenging on the FDM machine. Anyway, just
How much?
the process.
How does that affect the other performance parameters? So if you add, half the microns, how much?
Well,
does that
it
affect?
increases the details. Of course, if you go into a higher resolution, it increases the details, but it also increases the print time. So with that, you increase the chance that you have a power outage. So, I mean, it's kind of whatever you're trying to do, you can do in different ways. So it's up to what you
What
want.
are the power usage requirements of each?
Very good, very good. This is a 12-volt ball machine, so
So you could put it on a UPS.
you could certainly. Yeah.
Recommended, because otherwise that's how you get the Yoda, where he's only half done, we had a power outage.
How many thousandths of an inch was it?
What's printing right now is 8,000ths of an inch. That's 0.008.
Is that your dimensional tolerance you can hold for the overall dimensional tolerance? I think
It's actually a little bit less. It's within about 4,000.
4,000?
Yeah.
And that's repeatable over
Yes,
multiple
yes.
years? Okay.
To a certain degree. I mean, we get some dynamics here. It's plastic, so it's not
Yeah,
aluminum.
thermal
Yeah,
shrinkage.
that's right. Yeah. So if it's today, it will be a different size than in the summer. Okay.
If I were a small manufacturer and wanted to create a prototype for something I had in my head, what are the steps I have to go through to get from that notion to you delivering me that prototype?
Well, that's a separate business, but for the small manufacturers that already have the wherewithal to know the AutoCAD software, they just have to design it in the software and then export a file that will print it on the machine. So there are separate companies that offer the actual prototyping and design service.
So if I had a scribble
Yeah.
line, I would then take it.
Right, yeah.
We have a question.
Is that, yes, John?
So, no. How can we as a community help you grow this business?
Well, thank you very much. So first I want to say how proud we are and how excited we are that this printer is made 2 blocks away on Central Avenue. In fact, we're doing micro manufacturing right in downtown St. Petersburg. I think is awesome. We're so excited to show everybody our machine. Like I said, we'd love to have our machine at every single school and library in the Tampa Bay area. And then just shop local. Spend spend money local, and local service, and it's gonna help us. We have one part-time employee right now who puts the machines together, because we needed to not have the engineers assemble the machines, because when they start making changes, we can't do that. So we do have a part-time person, we'd love to hire some other local staff that can help do our manufacturing. So the investment question, honestly, we're all bootstrapping this, and we all have full-time jobs, so we haven't really thought about investment, but if someone came to us with a good opportunity,